Aloha, it's Kiana, and I am sitting here at the Diamond Head Theater in the new dressing room, and I'm sitting next to Deena Dray, who is the executive director for Diamond Head Theater. So thank you so much for taking the time to meet with me.
Well, thanks for having us. I'm thrilled to be here.
I'm actually super excited for you folks, just because everything's brand new. So can you just tell me a little bit more about the new renovation and what guests can expect when they come to the theater?
Right. Well, I'm just going to correct you for a quick second. It's not a renovation. It's a brand new theater.
Okay.
So this is a brand new building. It's built from the ground up, and it's taken 2 years, and it is state of the art. Everything in here is top of the line, theatrical staging. Everything is built to spec to be the most wonderful theater experience for everyone. So speaking about experience, the biggest difference to me is going to be when they walk in, it's going to be a different feel to it because the seats are at more of a pitch. They call that a rake. So your sight lines are going to be just excellent. You're not going to be bobbing and weaving to see behind somebody's head. Air conditioning is going to be consistent, and it wasn't always in the old theater. The sound is amazing. We just have wonderful sound system put in, and it's just going to, you'll be able to hear a pin drop at the back of the theater, so that's exciting for us. Back of the house, John will talk a little bit about that, but as we're in this dressing room, it's light years away from what it was before. Absolutely beautifully done, lots of space, lots of room for the actors and actresses. Ladies' restrooms. It's always a big issue with ladies in restrooms in theaters, and we have tons of toilets, ladies.
Awesome.
It was very important to me that we would have that because I know what it's like. You're at intermission, you're trying to rush to the restroom. Do you want a glass of wine? Do you want to go to the toilet? Whatever. And so now we have options for people to be able to do both. Awesome. So lots of ladies' restrooms. We also have a concession stand, speaking about a glass of wine, that is built into the theater now, and it's going to be contactless, super fast. So we have the ability to actually have people get out, have a 20-minute intermission, relax, talk about the show, see their friends, and then go back in, and it's all going to be seamless. So it's very exciting for us to have this opportunity to present really excellent live theater, and John will tell you a little bit about that, in a brand new building, state of the art.
And did you, I mean, speaking of this, did you have any, say in the new building plan? Like, did you
yes.
plan everything also?
Oh, not me personally, but it was a real collaborative process. We had an architect from the mainland, Houston, Texas. They were excellent. We have a wonderful general contractor. We have a wonderful theater planner from Dallas, Texas. And these people are all experts in their field. And so they sat down with the staff, and John and I actually flew to Houston to sit down with them to talk about what color the seats should be and what color the carpeting should be and how the curtains should look and what was important to John as a creative person and back of the house, what needs they had, and for me, what's important to the patrons. What kind of seats we wanted and what experience we wanted people to have when they first walked in the door. So it was a very collaborative experience. And that was over, the construction took 2 years, but the planning took, I would say, almost 10. Because we wanted to get it right. And the steps that we took are proving to be fruitful now, because this is the theater we dreamed of and this is the theater we got. So,
well, I can't wait till it opens up.
It's terrific. We're excited. Thank you.
And now I'm sitting with John Rampage, who is the artistic director at the Diamond Head Theater. So thank you for being here.
My pleasure.
I just wanted to ask you, so when the theater opens up, we are going to be seeing Cinderella. Can you tell me why it's Cinderella?
We have to choose our season quite far in advance in order to publicize it. And when we chose this season, we weren't absolutely certain if the theater would be finished. But we had to have that opening date of January 20th. We threw out many titles. We pursued many titles. Did we want to do a mega hit? Did we want to do a Hawaii premiere of a big Broadway show that's never been done before? And then we decided to look back at some of our most popular shows over the years, and Cinderella actually has been produced more times at our theater in the last 25 years than any other show. We usually have a standing rule that we wait about 10 years before we'll repeat a show, no matter how successful. But Cinderella is an exception to that, and we've done it about every 6 to 8 years because it has great mass appeal. You know, there's been 3 versions on television of the Rodgers and Hammerstein musical.
Which
and
I love.
Every generation identifies with the one that they saw as a youngster. So there's a connection to Cinderella that isn't just a kid's show. I think everybody has a memory of the one that they first experienced. And there's always going to be a new generation of children to be introducing to live theater and coming with parents and grandparents who have their own memories of this production. And it just was a safe way, but yet to present a show that has proven itself so many times for us. And every production is a little different, of course. This one is going to be a brand new Cinderella for us as far as what we can do with the set, what we can do with the lights, what we can do with the magic.
So the cast must be very excited also, right?
The cast is very excited. We had an enormous turnout for auditions because so many people wanted to be a part of the very first show at the new Diamond Head Theater. So casting was difficult. It was difficult to make the decisions, but we ended up with an absolute first-rate cast. Wonderful mixture of our regular performers and a lot of brand new people to not only our stage, but performing in the state, which is always the best mixture for any production.
Well, I'm so excited. I need to get my ticket.
You bet. You can. Well, you better call somebody with connections because it's really
it's like
sold out.
already sold out.
Yeah.
Wow.
Extended for an entire week and sold out.
Wow.
And I think it's because people want to see the new theater,
Yes, the new
and they also
theater.
want to see
Cinderella.
Cinderella in the new theater.
That's just an original OG show that,
Definitely.
production that you have to see.
Exactly.
And so can you tell me what else is on the horizon?
We have a fantastic season planned out. As I said, we have to choose our season far in advance so that we can acquire the rights, so that we can plan accordingly, and so that we can do our subscription sales, which is enormous for us. So after Cinderella, we do an even bigger show called La Cage aux Folles, which is kind of a mega musical. It's huge. And after that, a show that I am so glad that we're doing. It's the musical version of The Bodyguard. And we actually were going to open and had to shut down 4 days into the pandemic.
Wow.
4 days before we opened. We had already teched the show, costumed it, worked with the orchestra, and then had to shut down for the pandemic. And of course, if you remember, originally it was only going to be 2 weeks.
Right.
So everybody hung on, and then it was going to be a month, and they hung on, and then finally we did have to pull the plug on it. So I'm so excited that we're finally going to get a chance to present it. And then we're closing out this season with another mega musical and one of our most popular productions of all time, Disney's Beauty and the Beast, the musical, the stage version.
Oh gosh.
So it's a very, very exciting season. And this is the perfect venue to show those shows up to their advantage.
Well, I'm sure everyone else is excited. You're excited, the cast is excited, and I hope you are all excited to come to the brand new Diamond Head Theater building. So thank you so much for
My
taking the
pleasure, and
time.
thank you.